That island is hiding something big. I cannot think of any logical explanation of what I've witnessed today. I feel impure. That's the only word that can come into mind when describing what I feel. Something unholy has to have happened at that island. I feel it's my duty to find out. Okay, before I get into what happened, let me level with you for a second. Here's the information I've got. Remember in the last post when I told you to call me Dahmer? You most likely thought that was a completely random name. In all honesty, I thought so too. Remember the name of that mystery Wi-Fi signal I was getting? It was Radio Nick. Those two names are linked. I dug a little deeper into the story of the island and I found out the original owner of the island was a man by the name of Dahmer Nicholson. His nickname was Radio Nick. I couldn't find any records on him, but I did get some information after interviewing some of the locals. They said he was the reclusive type. He seemed to have a dark cloud hovering over him at all times. He was antisocial and didn't talk to anybody. I have even heard some claims that he was, get this, a freaking satanic. That's a comforting thought while roaming the island previously owned by a freaking Satanist. But I have heard other claims that he was Wiccan. Other people said he was a combination of both, or as they described it, a Wiccan that believes in the power of Satan. Just keep in mind, when you're reading what happened to me, I just arrived on that island. You could say I was a little uneasy, kind of on edge, armed with the new information. I still got that same feeling of dread as the day before me, only this time I felt more sad than anything. I still entered the park determined to find out about this whole Radio Nick thing. I planned my router the night before. My first stop was the Explorer's Outpost. Judging by the name, it was some sort of an employee area. I couldn't find any info on it, but I was going to trust my gut. I headed up the dock and took a left. There was a building with a thatch roof that had splintered from storms since the closing, and walls made out of various wooden sticks, most of them snapped in half. A small sign stood out front, Explorer's Outpost. I think I'm in the right place. Before proceeding inside, I looked up and I remembered the position of the sun. I walked through what was the left of the deteriorating front room into a tropical room. It had an information desk and some benches. All of the ropes used to form lines had fallen over, and the door leading to behind the desk was blown apart. More so than most of the room. It was as if something focused its way into the back. I proceeded with caution into the back room. There was a room with a bunch of filing cabinets inside. Most of them hung open and half of the files were on the floor. The corner in particular was very dark, almost unnaturally dark, but something about it made me freeze. Something turned its head around. Its eyes reflected the light coming in the room. The eyes lunged at me. The light revealed it was a vulture. It stopped short on my face, and instead of attacking me, it hovered while waving its wings at me, as if shooing me away. I fell on my back, and the vulture landed on the ground below it. It bowed its head at me. My heart was racing a mile a minute. But that gesture made me feel safe. It looked up at me and pointed its beak towards a cabinet. It tapped its beak on the face of the cabinet. It read, "Real estate." I opened up the cabinet as the vulture watched. Only about 5 folders present. I take them. The vulture waves its wings. Okay, you've got my attention. It taps its beak on another cabinet. It was the employee's record. I take those as well. To my surprise, I turn around for more instructions and the vulture was gone. I didn't hear it fly or anything, it was just gone. I wouldn't say I fled the island, though I briskly walked at a pace that you could compare to running in fear. I sat at the dock and waited for my buddy to come pick me up. When he arrived, I was so relieved, but as soon as I stepped onto the boat, this overwhelming fear of dread overcame me, and I felt really dizzy. I fell over into my buddy's arms and he drove me home. He's a good friend. I took it easy from there. I still feel uneasy and sad about, well, I don't know. I feel constricted for some reason. As if there was something looming over me, something that I couldn't control.